Welcome to Cardano Over Coffee. Please remember to join us live on Twitter Spaces Monday through Friday at 1:30 p.m. UTC, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're joined by the Kreate platform, their membership platform that helps creators get paid fairly and create with their devoted fans. Their innovative engagement with Web3 and AI technologies. Don't forget, we'll be in Denver, Colorado, August 24th through the 26th at Rare Evo. Get your tickets today at rareevo.io. Use discount code COC10 for 10% off. This episode of Cardano Over Coffees is sponsored by the Summon platform. You can try out their DAO tooling on testnet right now. Visit summonplatform.io to sign up for their newsletter and Discord. And if you want to get Summon token, you can delegate to their ISPO at Stakepool ticker ADAO, ADAO. Grab your coffee. Let's jump right in with Kreate platform.
However, we do have a guest, so I want to be respectful of their time, even though this is like the 7,000th time they've been on the show.
Oh,
I think we're going to have to start charging them. Well, Jock, what do you think?
No question.
Or at least they have to come use your vending machine or something, right?
Well, yeah, I've got no problem with that. I'll give them some addresses for machines that they can access from the public side, and we'll do it that way. Sounds good.
Yeah, I think that's...
They can help us set up a Kreate account so we can, test it out.
Oh, okay, well then forget that. They don't have to. We'll go with the Kreate account instead. That sounds good.
So we do have the artist formerly known as Tacos. Kreate. Ah, man, what's your name? Oh, Jesus. How you guys doing today?
We're dead tired. It's been a long day. This is technically night for us. Oh, good. Tori just topped up with speaker. We had a really good space just a few hours ago with the lead dev of AdaQuest, Marcin. Brandolph referred us to him, and we spoke a lot about engaging the current community that they have. They have a lot of holders, but not a lot of them are active players in their open alpha, I guess, because most of them picked up their NFTs when the alpha wasn't actually built yet. They were still developing it. And now they're trying to get more people to get into their alpha. They have an Easter tournament with 1,000 ADA prizes in prize money. At least there's more, but you're gonna have to go to them in their Discord to actually talk about it. So yeah, we've been working on, I guess, our Creativerse NFTs. Yeah, Metaverse. I know it sounds but here, let me get a tweet that somebody just yesterday, one of our early supporters actually just minted this volcanic region that I just pinned to the space there. He's a developer within Cardano. He does smart contracts as well. He honestly just minted it for the art. But if anybody builds a studio in that region, there's 99 regions. He'll get royalties, or he can lease the land however he wants, or he can set terms like for example, like if you're an artist, a creator who makes like heavy metal music, maybe you can settle there for free.
Sounds good to me. I got your back on that.
So, for those that don't know who you are or what you do or what you're trying to do, why don't you get into that a little bit first before we talk about what you want to talk about?
Okay. So we are building decentralized OnlyFans. Okay, so we're an open source membership platform. We're helping creators get paid fairly and to engage directly with their fans. We're developing AI tools for creators to actually maximize their creative process, maximize the time that they spend on their creative process instead of dealing with, all of this siloed social media platforms, for example, have many different media dimension requirements. And it's actually extremely time consuming to have to cut your clips down and produce thumbnails and banners for things like that. Other tools that we're developing as well that involve AI, because we are an AI research and development company, include things that will help you with outlines, finding what's trending as a topic in your defined niche, things like that, helping you find other creators that you can collaborate with, because a lot of creators, they grow when they have these ideas to bounce on each other and can work on, say, joint videos or things like that. Or if you're like a YouTuber, obviously, if you're a Twitch streamer, it's more fun to play with other gamers, things like that.
Interesting. So tell me about your team. How many people are on your team? You said you're an AI development. Tell me about experience in AI and all that you guys have.
Okay, let me pull this up. Tori, how many people are on our team? What is the exact number?
Hello?
Hi, Tori. He's in Vietnam. He's in Hanoi.
I'm feeling formed. And yeah, so we have a lot of people.
Tori, you're gonna have to fix your mic. Whatever happened, you remember the last time with your mic, and it sounded like you were in the toilet. You got to do whatever you did to fix it that time.
I like the idea of the decentralized OnlyFans. Just so you know, I'm clipping that and putting it all over YouTube, and that's what you're going to be known as building now.
Go ahead.
Hello?
That's what the engineers secretly want to build. Hey, Tori, you don't sound like you're in the toilet anymore. Thank you.
But yeah, so
Especially because if you tell them that it's like a decentralized Patreon, people are like, yeah, I don't use that much. But OnlyFans, people can
exactly.
can identify better, I think.
Yeah, so the quick answers to the previous questions, that we have around 15 people at the moment. Mostly engineers, so we have people in marketing, BD, BA, and operation as well, just like a typical technology startup. And yes, we are building decentralized OnlyFans, yes.
So I'm a creator. What are you doing for me? Like, I need help. I don't know what the hell I'm
Hello,
doing.
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Cool. So I'm actually filling forms, working paperwork and stuff.
Oh my God, Tori. Oh my God.
But yeah, I have a cool story to just quickly share with you guys before I get this mic back to the lovely wheels that everyone loves. But yeah, so we've been doing a lot of user research and market research about the creator economy. And previously, we assumed that money means a lot to creators, and it does, but it's not the number one thing they care about. And it turns out that creators, they they do have other jobs, full-time jobs, and here and there. And so most creators actually create because of passion and also like for engagement. So they work to be seen, they want to hear feedback, they want to play games with their fans, to know each other, and to inspire new creation and stuff. And so it turns out, yes, though, actually creators care a lot more about the ability to engage with other people, to do creative work than just pure money. And that explains why OnlyFans charge up to 20%, but a lot of people and creators still go to OnlyFans. And also like an interesting case study, because it turns out after engagement, the second thing that creators care about is that creative freedom. And so in other more traditional platforms, the risk of being shadow banned and deplatformed is very high. And so OnlyFans kind of succeed because they kind of allow that niche kind of content that the creators cannot create on other platforms. And so that kind of inspires to continue to pursue this decentralization way of building engagement with transparency. And yeah.
Here, I can try to take over.
Yes,
So, like, as a creator, yeah. So, as a creator, basically, your three primary pain points if you're working on a traditional Web 2 platform is, first of all, you're doing a lot of labor for little returns. You have to do a shit ton of work to get any visibility. And if you have no visibility, you have no fans, and of course, no income. Second pain point is lack of transparency. All the algorithms on these social media are primed against you. You have no idea how the algorithms work. You have to keep testing it, For example, a couple years ago on YouTube, you guys were talking about YouTube demonetization. Two of the words that could get you demonetized, and maybe you know about this guy who literally went and like tested the most common words, English words in the English language. He went through a dictionary, and two of the words that could get you demonetized were Brazil and restaurants. Okay? So if you mentioned in your YouTube title or description the word Brazil or the word restaurants, you would lose your monetization status. So no idea how the algorithms work. Maybe their own engineers don't know how they work, arguably. And so how many fans actually see your content? Who knows? Who knows? And third pain point, no ownership of fan relations. You can be throttled or deplatformed at any time. For example, Facebook group, zucked, throttled, whatever. Instagram, they have algorithms set so that at most every day, if you do everything right, if you post all the fucking reels that they want daily, at most you reach 10% of your followership if you do everything right. Twitter, we're not even going to talk about how shadow bans on Twitter, you know? And so there's no ownership of fan relations. You don't know who the heck your fans are. There's limited reach even to your established fans. You're just screaming into a void. So what do we offer as a platform? First, we are providing sustainability. Fans connect directly to you. You don't have to keep churning all this engagement farming content for the platform, not for you, for the platform that like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok demands you to churn out. You make the content that you actually want and that people actually want to, subscribe to you for and also co-create with you. Direct fan relations, you don't have to remarket from scratch since, wallet addresses, NFTs, I think we all know how this work. And third, one of our big differentiators that I touched upon earlier was maximizing creative productivity. You don't have to struggle against unfair, obtuse platforms that demand all of these different rules to play with, cross-posting, shit, things like that. No, we're making tools to automate that as well. So, plus, if you're on our platform, everything is transparent. First thing we open source was the protocol, then the indexer. The whole web app is open source front end and back end. You really could build decentralized OnlyFans. We actually just onboarded, literally just an hour before this space, we onboarded an Eroget developer, and he's Cardano native. He's yeah. There's a variety of people in this community who want to make things. It's just they don't usually have like visibility, but we're hoping to help him build his Eroget. If you don't know what that stands for, it's an erotic game. It's an adult game, but yeah. So let's brief answer to your questions, I hope.
Brief. I don't know about brief, but answers, yes. Clock Jock, go ahead.
Hey guys, so I was looking on your website and looking at the Helios group that is a part of your group. And I'm curious, do you have metrics on them? Because that's TypeScript, JavaScript, and it's for developers. And I'm just curious as to if it's gaining any traction that you've seen since they've been working with you, and how all that's working out.
So Tori can talk more about Helios now. Chris has been actually super busy. We unfortunately haven't been able to work that closely with him just because he should be going Cardano full time soon. I think I can talk to you more about our other incubatee though, option dev.
Sure. Yeah, love to hear about
Niels has seen so much growth in the community, in his community, since we helped him market. Was he our first incubatee or was he our second? I can't remember. No, was Fat Cats the first? We incubated a bunch of projects all in the same week. So I can't remember which one was technically first, but he was definitely in the first wave. Let's see. So let me get his. I don't think he's posted it yet. Time zone issues. Okay. but I'll just share this to the space. So, for example, Option Dev has 2 D apps that are now in like open beta. They're being made by one of the stake pool operators, one of our single stake pool friends. Share the Lovelace, Wild One Map. Share the Lovelace. The ticker is STLL. Actually referred Niels to us and said, hey, this guy, he's making open source development toolkits in a Plutus TX alternative in Python. I think he should, reach out to you and stuff. He actually helped Niels on board and stuff. And then we took on the rest of the actual onboarding. And now Share the Lovelace, the stake pool operator, the single stake pool operator who referred Niels to us, who referred Option Dev to us, just came out with his initial public releases of his 2D apps. One of them is, let me see if I can post this to the space, because I made a nice infographic. No, hold on, whatever. I'm on my phone. It's on my computer. Nescrow does smart contract escrow swapping. So like, NFTs and escrow, that's kind of dicey most of the time. He just released his app. He actually just fixed a bug a couple hours ago with another member of the Option Dev community, Jerry C. They actually have a pretty bustling Discord. We built it from the ground up exactly for Niels, just for Option Dev, and it's not spammy. I swear to God, it's not spammy. I hate that shit. Let's see how many active developers are just in their Discord. Before Niels came to us, he was known as Imperator Lang. Well, that was like the studio and stuff. And as we worked with him, we went back and forth. We worked closely on the positioning, like, okay, so what are you actually building, and how does this help your intended customer base? What are the changes in the ecosystem that you want? And it turned out like, hey, it's not just the option language that he's building. He's making a whole suite, a whole toolkit based on Python. So that's why we positioned it from just the single language to Option Dev toolchain for Cardano, because it has option, it has Hebi, it has Plutus Bench, and he's doing more shit with it. He's doing a lot. If you look at the Proof of Cardano accounts, I don't know if you guys know of that account. It looks at open source Cardano projects, track daily reports. They're like GitHub comments, and option is consistently at the top. Like yesterday and today, he's number 1 there with 106 comments and then 73 comments on GitHub. He's been there like this whole week. So anyway, before we worked with him, like he had his GitHub community, but maybe there was like a dozen members or so, and like only a few would actually post. I mean, some of them like I think it was Tony from the Payada Armada Alliance, Payada Stake Pool. Like some of them were, the reason why they weren't so active in that GitHub forum was because they were kind of busy working with the tools that Neil had already developed at that point. But basically, maybe 3 or 4 people would kind of post in his GitHub forum. And then since we've helped kickstart his developer community, all these Python developers coming in, there's at least like 48 developers on the Option Dev Discord now. They all contribute, they all ask questions. We have a bot there. Well, we have a webhook there tracking like all the people who interact with the GitHub as well. Like it's, I can see like pull requests by freaking Jerry here, and just they have a lot of activity now. They have a lot of activity in the Discord now. I think they have, of course, they have more activity in the GitHub forum as well. One of the things go on.
So you're really creating community engagement along with interaction with developers and things of that nature that could actually help them build faster or find the key person they need to fit into their project, right? And as far as development goes, and you just make it a lot easier and more efficient, right?
So it depends on the incubatee. Like for example, Niels had like no marketing materials, right? So everything that you see, like we designed everything for him. Let me post the developer testimonial that he's supposed to like post today, but I guess he's still asleep.
So someone could
Listen,
come into that.
Nils won't be up for another 4 or 5 hours.
I know.
Last time was he was on our show was probably a year and a half ago, and he said, "I'll never be back because it's way too early."
Yeah, no, I'm just like posting this little, trying to get this graphic up here. Sorry, it's quite late for me personally, so I'm a bit frazzled. What was the question?
No, you're good. Let's see what weird Woodsy had left up.
Hey, is it time for questions and stuff, or?
I called on you, sir. Did I not?
All right, cool. Not bad. All right. So I got 2 questions and just like a general statement. I don't want the statement to come off as like I'm shitting on your project or anything like that. But I hear a lot of people talk a lot of times about GitHub activity and the number of commits or the number of like pull requests and stuff like that. And I just want to say, you have to take all that stuff with a grain of salt, because
100, yeah.
Inexperienced engineer can make 50 commits that does the same amount of work that an experienced engineer can do with just 1 commit. It completely depends on the situation. So like I know that like people like to compare numbers just when like numbers are there and stuff.
Because it's an easy quantitative metric, yeah.
Exactly. But you have to consider like there are actually a lot of variables that come in. So anyways, my 2 questions. Number 1, like what are like the prices? And number 2, you keep mentioning you have incubatees, and I'm kind of curious about what that looks like, how you find these people, and how that, what you're doing for them, and like are they different from other members of your, like how do they differ from like a typical member or whatever?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Let me. I'm sorry. I'm still. I don't want to say I'm still waking up. It's more like I'm trying to keep awake. Off the top of my head, so we don't even take 5%. It's 4.9% of every transaction to make a page. The fee itself is actually 10 ADA, and all you need to make a page is, aside from that 10 ADA, our first payment method is built on Cardano's native liquid staking. So 10 ADA fee, and then you start off with your 500 ADA, which you earn your own staking rewards on your own money. So it's not like we take that 500 ADA, you're actually earning from your initial stake there. So there's that, and then it's a 4.9% flat fee. The reason we're able to maintain such low costs is that, well, we're decentralized. So the network is self-sustaining. We don't have nearly as much overhead as like a traditional platform, I suppose. So that's the fees. And then as for the incubatees, so honestly, all of our incubatees of like, okay, with the exception of Fat Cats, I think they found us actually through a Cardano over coffee space when like Tori was talking back on January 9th. That's how they found out Kreate, which was Takey at the time. And then Niels, I mentioned, was referred to by one of our single stake pool operator friends. DMU, I personally referred to Kreate. There's another application by Profiler, the guy who makes the Profiler wallet analyzer tool. He just needs to get back to us. He just needs to schedule a call, really. But and then this other developer that the Eroga developer, he literally like just signed up on our Discord like an hour ago after some back and forth on Twitter. It's either we reach out to the community or somebody who likes what we're doing like says to their friends like, hey, you should check out what they're doing. Another person that we're trying to incubate, we're just waiting on an email back. One of our close stake pool operator supporters, Oyster Pool, you're here. Oh my gosh, you're sick with the flu. Are you okay? Well, okay. Well, as long as you're not pushing yourself. Oyster Pool, for example, is referring his friend Prosperina. Well, the band is called Prosperina. It's like a grunge rock band. I'm just waiting for an email back from his friend. So, I mean, we're just, talking to people. We're just trying to make friends. Ada Quest, we did a lengthy 2-hour space a few hours ago, talking about a lot of stuff. And then we talked more after the space asynchronously. And we're looking to incubate him. There's other projects too, other creators that we want on our platform that we've talked to. We've been actually compensating creators we send out these detailed questionnaire surveys. We're serious about the product development side, as Tori was saying. Like, hey, we want to make this platform actually work for you. And so what are your pain points, or can you give us insights on this? It's generally a standard 13 questionnaire. We send the questions in advance and we let them know, like, hey, if you're okay with like a video call that's like at most 45 minutes, though in all of these cases they speak for more than 45 minutes, good conversation, like, okay, 45 minutes of your time for 300 ADA to answer these questions that we send to you in advance. Is that cool with you? And people have responded very positively to it. Like one of the creators that we interviewed and that we're trying to work closely with is Bitfins, actually.
So speak to a little bit. We've got a few minutes left, and speak to a little bit as far as the what the ecosystem looks like today. Like as far as your business, how you're doing within your business. People coming on, requests to do business with you, things of that nature. Talk a few minutes on that, and then also at the end here, we got about 3 minutes left. You can give us a call to action.
Oh my gosh, AdaQuest is here too. I'm sorry.
So no, totally. I love Marcin. He actually hooked me up with an NFT just a little while back. I got a dwarf now, and I absolutely love it. So thank you, man. I really appreciate it. But
you better join his April 8th Easter tournament.
I'm there. I'm there as much as I can. It's I got a bunch of stuff going on. I run a business and everything. But yes, absolutely. So speak to a little bit having to do with just businesses, what you're experiencing right now within the ecosystem, and then of course what the call to action would be for anybody listening that might be interested in using your services.
Tori, go.
Hello, am I still alive?
Yes.
Okay, so
we can hear you.
Yes, so we are working on several stuff and trying to raise our pre-seed round as well, and been talking to several investors. And so we are talking with a variety of investors, from angel investors, venture VCs, and also like venture builders. And I think I'm not sure why would I heard a lot about bad stuff about VCs in the kind of ecosystem, but I think I think it really depends on the case basis, right? So if you give the VCs a lot of tokens that they can dump on the community, then that's bad. But like if you only give them the equity, then it's actually a very healthy relationship, right? So the investor will help you with funding and networking, to help you get bootstrapped, and the goal is to get you to a higher evaluation so they can exit in the next round, or until all the way to IPO, and they're not going to dump tokens on anyone because they don't have tokens. And so that was we're trying to do, to offering the R&D company equity for funding and networking to scale Kreate. And another thing that's we are also experimenting with different ways to increase engagements, now that we know that this is the number one thing that creators want. And so we came up with a pretty new idea of so we have a Kreativerse, just a blank metaverse that we're trying to create with the community, all the way to the fundamentals like colors. So we come up with the concept of okay, so there's no colors in the Kreativerse. You have to mint some colors for people to use it, and every time someone uses the colors that you own or minted, they have to pay you royalty. For example, like previously we see the volcano. So when the person who minted that volcano to own that land, they have to pay royalty to the color owners of that volcano. And So this is just like a fun experiment, and it proves to be working. And the investor kind of love that because if we look at the market at the moment, the art NFTs and the game NFTs and stuff like that are a little bit downtrending, and profile pictures as well. But we see an increase in trends, uptrending for metaverse and utility NFTs. Well, metaverse NFT don't count because they come up one day and just the next day they crash. But utility NFT has been working pretty well, and also like through this experiment we can generalize that concept. So not just users create users go paint the creativerse, but we can integrate the framework so that creators they can upload their images. For example, fat cats they can upload some cards images that the AI generated for the fans to come paint and have fun, do all this kind of stuff. And so that's what we was trying to experiment, is to build the mini games for engagement. And it's the cool stuff about Kreate is that we're not going to focus solely on the creator and fan relationship like traditional platforms do, but we want to build a place where fans can engage with each other as well. So even when the creators is offline, is too busy, with no new content and new stuff, they can still fans can still gather and play mini games together, can paint something and prepare gifts as NFTs for
Tori,
the people and for the creator. So that is what's
I hate to cut you short.
Tori, you're over, man.
I'm sorry. We're running over just a little bit. We have time constraints, what have you. I really do apologize. And
Hey, Block Chuck.
you guys are doing.
Block
So,
Chuck.
yeah,
Our second guest canceled, buddy.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Everybody relax. Everybody calm down.
We'll just get you finish
everything I just said? Yeah.
So
Tori,
still doing paperwork.
Right.
it's kind of hard to have him carry on after you interrupted the ever-living fuck out of him. But
it really is. It totally is. I completely.
But hold on, Block Chuck. Before you start rambling again, let me get out my sentences. Weird Woodsy had a second question, and you jumped all over him before you let poor Weird Woodsy ask his second question. So we're going to refer back to Weird Woodsy.
No. I asked two questions. Everyone's good. But I did want to know how I can message you, because like if we don't have more time to talk about it here, I want to talk to you about some things.
Well, our DMs are open. Our DMs are open.
And
yes, hi, Tori. Oh shit, Tori, are you rugging?
You can hear me then.
Oh god, he's rugging.
So wish everyone a great day, I guess.
Yeah.
If you have some free time today, then come.
Bye, Tori.
And paint the
Tori, can you hear anybody?
Tori, can you hear anybody?
Shit. Vietnamese Twitter rugging him again. It's always dicey when we have him in these US spaces. Man.
So listen, I'm not going to lie to you. We are kind of all over the fucking place through this interview, right? And
yeah.
Give me the 2-minute pitch of what it is that you do.
Patreon, but better.
Thanks for listening to Cardano Over Coffee. We'd like to thank our guest, Kreate Platform, for joining us today, and we hope to see you all at Rare Evo on August 24th through the 26th. Tickets are on sale now at rareevo.io. Use coupon code COC10 for 10% off. Special thanks to our sponsors, Summon Platform. Make sure to try out their DAO tooling on Cardano's testnet right now. Visit summonplatform.io to sign up for their newsletter and Discord. And if you want to get the Summon token, you can delegate to their ISPO at Stakepool ADAO. That's ticker ADAO. Thanks again.